Relation, all right. So class, take a look. Okay, we're in the part one, the preliminary. Okay. Uh, 23. Okay, so class, if you remember, let me try to go back to our sketch in the first place. Okay, we are in the chapter one, in the stage one, sincere arousing of the mind to take refuge. And we have finished stage two, searching for a place of refuge and undergoing rounds of the decision making. Okay, so the ultimate place of the refuge is the triple gem. Actually, basically, now we are talking about the virtue of each gem, the Buddha gem, the Dharma gem, and the Sangha gem. So we are still in the third one, is about the Sangha gem. So class, basically what happened in the textbook, there might be some gap between with the reality. So I try to do a little bit clarification and make sure you get the, a more practical pictures. And what to do. If let's say you are the Buddhist, okay. And of course, sometimes this issue involves some sensitivity. If you wish a private conversation, you can just WhatsApp me. If it is inconvenient, because we are going to everything what you talk will be recorded and really uploaded in YouTube for everybody throughout the world. It's quite terrible, right? Okay, so now we go back to our notes. So we are here, the virtue in the principle and the practice. So before that, previously the lesson is about this. So in the previous lesson, for they follow the Buddha as the practitioner and maintain the true Dharma like a fortress. All right. So it is important for the lay devotees mentally respect the monk with sincerity, whether verbally or in writing by means of praise or physically means of prostration. So we try to create example. In the family. Between the parents and the parent and the son and daughter And besides this, we mentioned that Sangha should be honored and respect with offering because the Sangha is like the ocean. Even though there is some split between the Sangha, okay, basically Buddha will encourage do the same offering for both of them. Okay. Then a devotee should understand that all those who have left home and belong to Sangha are practitioners following the Buddha's example regardless of the different level. Okay. Then remember, I told you all is regards. If there's a bogus monk, how you differentiate it? Okay, basically we do all register under the MBA, Malaysia Buddhist Association, and we got the registration card. Of course, maybe you will feel rude to ask, if people pin the butt, you say, oh, can I see your card? Maybe not that good. So basically, you just, if you see the Theravada monk, okay, you can't judge, but you think maybe you want to do something to help, so you just maybe offer the food. Because the bogus monk, they don't like the food, so finally they will be disappointed with the food. Okay, so you just, do according what the MBA mentioned to you, so to avoid all the cheating. Then next, let's take a look. Okay, so the Buddha, okay, so I mentioned this already. Now we go to the virtue in principle and in practice. Okay, so yes, okay, yes, Chat can you write it up? Okay.
So number 12, the real virtue of the three treasures is flawless and pure in nature. Transformed to the world, we should rely on both the real and the worldly virtues. In the way the Buddha Dharma can exist forever. The three treasures, the object of our absolute allegiance are the most perfect, complete, and pure among all religions, founders, doctrines, and disciples. However, image of the Buddha or saints and disciple may not necessarily meet this qualification, of course, but one should know that at present there are three abiding treasures: the abiding Buddha, Dharma, and Shanga, that appear after the Buddha passed away. The abiding Buddha can be represented by a Buddha image, whether of jade, stone, gold, copper, wood, clay, or pen. The abiding Dharma can be represented by the scriptures of the Tripitaka, of the discourses of the Dharma by master of the past or present. The abiding Shanga can be represented by the monastic populations. These are the three treasures of the continued transmission of Buddhism in the world. By respecting and making offering to them, follower can reach the real three treasures.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, class, I think you will notice that if you try to recall in previous chapter, once we talk about the Buddha, once we talk about the Dharma, we always relate it to the Nibbana. Okay, if you can remember, always we talk about the Dharma how profound, and we try to use the moon to, okay, to, to describe the purest, the purity of it. Whatever we say is always, the things we go back to the true Dharma, the Nibbana. But 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 true Dharma Nibbana is something too abstract to tell people, to outreach to the people. So today we have a perception regarding the three abiding Dharma. So three abiding Dharma meaning to say that Buddha is represented by the image. Or the Buddha statue, all right? Maybe the statue made from the gem, made from the iron, made from the copper. And so that is the Buddha, as we mentioned. Okay. So let's take a look. So this is the first abiding Buddha. Okay, class, take a look. Okay. Okay, all what we see all is the three abiding Buddha. So for for this statue and this statue, class, take a look. This statue and this statue, what is the difference? Can you tell? Yongxin, what is the difference? Can you tell between this and this?
Maybe it's the material use.
Material. Okay, it could be more than that. How about Kamling?
Oh, the head, the hair.
The head.
Different
what?
country.
What?
Different country make one.
Yes, not different country. Actually, we will try to integrate the culture in the sculpting of the Buddha statue. The first one is the Thailand Buddha. The second one, I think is about the Afghanistan Buddha. That is from Magadha. Yes, it's from Makata. Makata actually is the upper part of India. So class, take a look. Now this one it will look more like India. Sorry. Yeah, this one, you see, it look more like India. This is the Makata. Makata had been influenced by Rome during the governance of the Rome. I think about before the Christ. The Rome governed them before. Actually, just after Buddha Parinibbana, according to the historical of Buddhism, Shakyamuni actually really banned us to sculpture the statue of the Buddha. At that time, basically, we would try to use the Dharma wheel and the foot of the Buddha to remember him, his teaching. But after the import of the Rome culture, we noticed that it seems the Buddha statue, appearance of the Buddha statue can really fulfill our needs because everybody is missing Shakyamuni. So it seems it really can fit our needs. So finally, we accept this until now. So basically, there will be integration, the integration of the culture. So class, as what you see, this is a Thailand Buddha. As we see, this one is the Thailand Buddha. Integrate with the Thailand culture. Then how about this? This Buddha look like what? What is the nationality of this Buddha? The way you see, Amanda.
China Buddha.
Yes, everybody agree? Can you put up your hand? It look like Chinese, right? Okay. So meaning to say, Amanda, you get the right thing. Okay. So let's take a look. Okay. So you see, there are so many different Buddha. Okay. Yes. Oh, you see, Buddha is cool with sunglasses. Yeah, modern day. Yeah. This is the Tibetan version of the Buddha. Okay. So that's all. So class again. Okay, you will see that there must be some culture integration. Why we have to integrate the culture? Why do you think so, SJ? Why the integration of culture is necessary? Why we don't make the Buddha as Indian intact? Why?
Because easier for the population to accept.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so always remember, no matter triple gem, which one, okay, as long as it comes to one nationality, it wants to come to one country. For being highly accepted, you have to do some adaptation. That is correct. Okay. Yes, this is about abiding the Buddha. So second is the Dharma. What is abiding of the Dharma? Let's take a look. So this is the class, take a look. Okay, maybe this is the scripture brought back by the Chinese monk 1,000 years ago. Maybe it is in this way the way we see this is made from the tree. It is made from the tree. We call it as 对叶经. Let me check for you the English. or Patralic scripture. So class, you can just do a little bit notes. It's the Patralic scripture. Okay, as what you see is the Patralic scripture. And that's 1,000 years ago. Then then there is some change from Patralic, okay, to this. Okay, so let's take a look. Yeah, this type of version of the scripture is about, it is popular, I think, maybe once the printing industry start to flourish. So they start to print out, the scripture, and they use the string. They try to use the string, just to connect all pieces of the paper. So in Chinese, we call it as a string, how to say, a 线装书, meaning to say the books had been, have been compiled with the string, all right? So this is the later development, but it is no more popular anymore. So we further develop it. So, Son, Guan, you think what is the latest version of the Tripitaka? What is the latest version? In what form it will appear?
Latest. Don't know as you.
Yeah, you don't know lah. Yeah. How about Yishan?
Electronic version.
Yeah, digital form. Yes. Okay, class. Basically, now you can get the version by typing the C beta. Yeah, this is the C beta. Okay, it's a digital version. It's a Taishu Tripitaka. Okay, let's take a look. It's from volume number 1 to 55 and volume number 85. Okay, which is Taiwan production. It's produced. It is produced by Taiwan. Okay, you see. So this is the T Tripitaka volume number 1. Okay, especially this is very helpful for academic study. So you try to click, see. Okay, if you're able to read, basically you will see what is the century, okay, for the translation and the translator, okay. It is according the order from the king or not. You will see everything here. So when you click here, yeah, you will be able to see all the condensed, okay. So it is key in words by words. I remember during my study time in Taiwan, they asked for volunteer to key in words by words in order to produce the digital. Because they're able to foresee that the future is the digital world. So if they don't digitize it, well, you are out of debt already. So I can't show you all this already. Okay, so this is how. Okay, class, I know you all are banana, all right? So basically, there is a few schools, they have done some translation. One is the City of 10,000 Buddha. I show you all. Okay, this organization, they pay some effort to translate from Chinese text to English text. Of course, if you compare the accuracy, by comparing the accuracy, the translation from Sanskrit to English might be more accurate than from Chinese to English. But you can't. You have to accept it unless you get a better choice. So you can get from the CTDP lah. Okay, so that is we call it as a Tripitaka. So the third is a Sangha lah. So we are the Sangha. So basically, do you know this cloak is from which one area of China? Do you know that? This type of clothing. Let me see. Amanda, you you are in the Shopee, right? So do you know this type of cloak? Where can you buy from?
Those shop like those Buddhist shop can buy this.
Yeah. Would you like to buy one, Amanda? And my shoe?
Can?
No, you're not allowed to wear. Okay, basically this is this is a monk. We call it attire. Attire or custom?
Attire.
Attire. This is a monk attire. You can't wear it. You are. I mean, the attire fit you once you become a nun. No, Amanda. You can't wear this. Okay. Basically, this is also mean the integration. Because in 1,000 years ago, I believe what the Buddha wear maybe in this way. I think what they wear is in this way. Yeah, let's take a look. This is what they wear. You can see the different color. Okay, so the left is the Thailand monk, and the middle is Sri Lanka, and lastly the dark red is from Burmese. So we believe that during Buddha time, maybe the way they wear is like this. Okay, but once the Indian monk try to travel to China, they notice that this type of wearing is not enough for protection, especially from the weather. So finally, they notice that they have to wear additional, so they remain this type of the clothes and add some more the sachets as a symbol for the religions. But now, when times pass by, now I notice that this set of the clothes itself is already enough to tell people that you are a monk. So basically, I'm not daring to go to cinema by wearing this type of clothes. You're not daring, because people immediately detect that, oh, you are the monk. How come you be here? You see, so there's some changing. It symbolizes monkhood also. This type of clothes, even though without the sachets, and also by shaving your head, it is already enough to symbolize yourself. Okay, so this we call it as a tray binding of a triple gem. So we are the representation. Okay, basically, if you compare the Buddhism in Thailand, Myanmar, and Tibetan, we are less popular. You can actually, if I'm not mistaken, you can get about 400,000 monks in Myanmar. Okay, but in Malaysia, maybe you can hardly get even maybe 300 to 500. You can hardly to get it. So that's quite different. So the trade binding, of triple gem in Malaysia is not strong compared with the other country. Okay. Okay, next, from the tree of binding, we go to this thing. Okay, yes, yeah, okay, whose turn to read? Okay, okay, so, one more question. Okay, if let's say, okay, sometimes you wish to buy some, especially Chinese New Year, okay, you notice that maybe a Buddha statue is quite obsolete, okay, 30 years ago, okay, you wish to remove it, okay. So it is considered disrespect by removing the Buddha statue. You might think it's quite not modern enough for you, for your taste. Do you think it is disrespect to do so? Yes, Yung Xing, what do you think?
The reason of removing.
Huh?
What's the reason of removing?
What's the reason? Maybe it looks obsolete. Because 30 years ago, how to say, the handcraft is from 30 years ago. Okay, now you notice one is more modernized. Okay, so do you think it is disrespect to remove the old type and replace with a new design?
I think it's okay, but I think it depends on the intention. It looks like it's more for decoration.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, basically, some people, they feel dilemma. Okay, if they notice all the statue or maybe all the picture is very obsolete. It's quite old style. They also worry if I destroy it, whether I create a great karma or not. Well, basically, nowadays, it seems that the world is changing. During the Qing dynasty, the blackboard are just firstly introduced, okay, and Buddhism tried to apply it. They use the blackboard, okay. So at that time, if you write the words Buddha and then you rub it with the rubber, so they will say, oh, you are destroying already. You see, at that time, but nowadays you see, you every day I think you delete a lot of Buddha statue or maybe information regards to Buddhism in the handphone, right? You're not destroyed. You're not destroying, right? Even though you delete. Why? Because the information is too ample. If you don't delete it, what to do, right? You don't have enough storage space for it. So meaning to say that nowadays, the way we see how to handle the Buddha statue, the information is different already from 30 years ago. And for the conservative, they always will try to respect and not to do anything. But you can't apply it nowadays already. Okay, so there's something to remind you. As long as with a great respect, okay, and you can handle it, you can try to handle or maybe dispose of the old style of the stuff. You can do something like that. Okay, next paragraph. Okay, yeah, SJ, can you please read it out? When Shakyamuni.
When Shakyamuni Buddha was alive in this world, he was the Buddha treasure. His teachings, the Four Noble Truths, dependent origination, nirvana, and so forth, were the Dharma treasure. Those who left home to follow him, whether worthy or holy, were the Sangha treasure. These three are called the three treasures of transforming appearance because of the way they transformed people during the Buddha's time. When the Buddha was teaching and transforming people in this world, these three transforming appearances function as the three treasures. Through respect and offerings, one could follow them and turn towards the Buddhas of the 10 directions, the true Dharma, and the virtuous and holy monks. The three treasures of transforming appearance and the abiding three treasures are both concrete manifestations of Buddhism in the world. By taking refuge in them, one can reach a more profound level. The real place of refuge is the actual virtue of the three treasures. These virtues have been discussed in many ways. 2 points of view will be introduced here.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, class. Okay, so yeah, good questions. So Kamling tried to ask that if they try to remove the Buddha statue, is the ritual necessary or not? Okay, a class. Okay, basically, we do the ritual for the initiation of the new Buddha statue. We call it as the Hoi Gong. That is the meaning. Well, there is there is some significance behind the opening ceremony. Okay, in the first place, okay, once you perform the ritual, okay, to perform the ritual for initiation, okay, meaning to say that you try to restore a Buddha statue in your heart, okay, and also, in your place, okay, you try to inform people something like that, lah. I mean, this is a formal procedure, okay, but okay, spiritually, we notice that, if you do during the process, okay, how should I put it, do you know that actually there is some spirit surrounding us, the spirit, okay, the spirit can be the ghost, okay, and it could be the demon, okay, they are surrounding us. Sometimes this type of the spirit, they are waiting for being worshipped, especially offering of the joysticks, offering of the food. They are quite hungry for this. If let's say without doing the formal initiation for the Buddha statue, meaning to say that any being that can just go, just can sit on your statue, can be part of your statue, and then to get the offering from you. I know that some Buddhists they are more academic orientation, so they think Buddha statue is just something as a symbol only. As long as I see the Buddha, I remind his teaching, they will be fine. The initiation is not that necessary. Some Buddhists they are very sensible and they ignore this. But according to my experience, better you do something. Because if let's say really a demon or the beings, it is in your statue, and you just keep on to the offering to this type of stuff, of this type of being, it might not be good in the future. It might not be good. It may cause you some trouble. So that's why, it is good for you to go through some ritual. Maybe without the help of the monk, that will be fine. If you know how to do the chanting, the mantra, okay, you can do by yourself. That will be fine. So after you do the initiation, then later on, okay, you want to remove it, you also have to go through a little bit ritual, not necessarily with the help of the monk. And you did it, I can tell you how to perform it. Okay, so get it now. It's a good question, sir. Basically, we are all encountering the trouble regards this, because once people they want to replace the new one, they really don't know where to put, they quite suffer, don't know where to put. You see, they're not daring to damage it, they're not daring to do so. You see, it seems damaging Buddha statue, right? And then they look for somewhere to put, and for us, we don't want to accept. Once you accept, you don't have enough space for all this kind of old statue, you see. So everybody's scared, you see. So meaning to say that you just simply buy and simply throw. So you better just always make sure that you've got place to keep the old stuff before you replace with a new one. Better think for it. Okay. But anyway, basically, if let's say after the ceremony, okay, after the ceremony, there will be no more energy. You can say energy. We notice that after the initiation, the energy will appear in the Buddha statue after the mantra chanting. So after you do something ritual, the energy will gone. Once the energy gone, it's just such a stone only. It's just a ceramic only. So you can just handle it. With a comfort mind. Okay, so you can do so. Okay, one more question. Let me see first. Okay. Okay, if you see the altar or the statue outside the roadside, if let's say it is abandoned by somebody, they should go through the proper procedure. If you feel that you've got uncomfortable, if you feel uncomfortable to see the Buddha statue be in this way, you can just bury it. So some that encourage us, because maybe people will step on it, right? Not respect, as a Buddhist, we feel uncomfortable. Yes, you can bury it. You can, if let's say, I mean, it is just after the ritual, no more energy in the statue, so you can just smash it and bury it. So we feel more comfortable after some after you do some handling. Yes, any question regards this, the statue, the Dharma, all this thing? Okay, no questions. So basically, just now, what you all read just now, okay, is about the transformation of the Buddha triple gem. So at Buddha time, Shakyamuni, he himself is the Buddha, is the Buddha, and the Four Noble Truth, Eight Noble Path, they are the Dharma. And the time at that particular moment, they are the Sangha. So they are considered as a transforming triple gem. All right. Well, transferring a triple gem is a history already. Okay. Buddha teaching is still there. It's still now is available. But in order to outreach to the people, we need a binding triple gem to attract to the people. So actually, it is good. You put a handsome Buddha in your house. We call it adorn. Why? Because once your friend come, they said, "Oh, the Buddha statue looks so good. I feel calm seeing this." You see, that is the way you try to guide the people to curious over the Buddhism, and they start to explore. So it is good actually. You have a good Buddha statue. And offer in your house. Okay, not for your own, not for your own cultivation, but to outreach and to let the visitor to come and feel respect and start to know more about it. Okay, but I think basically, once you start to talk Buddhism, people feel scared already, right? Am I right? Yishan, am I right? You say, "Oh, I'm a Buddhist," then people run away already. Am I right? So scary you are. Right? So no need to show anything already. People feel scary. They say, "Oh, you're a Buddhist," and better run away. Okay. Then next, let's take a look. So this is about this sentence. Okay. Okay. Next, two more points here. Okay. Yes, Sally, can you please read it out, Sally?
The first C Buddha treasures is identical with the Buddha's faultless virtue. According to the Stravakas, the Buddha's faultless virtues are the 5 attributes to Dhammakaya. Although in Mahayana teachings, they are embraced by perfect enlightenment, the fourfold wisdom. The Dharma treasure is the true Dharma, that is Nirvana itself. The Sangha treasure is identical with the faultless virtues of those who are still learners and those who are not. According to the Stravaka ritual, the faultless virtues are those of the 4 stages and 4 grades of sainthood. But according to the Mahayana teaching, they are faultless virtues of the Bodhisattva way, which includes Stravakas and Prajaka Buddhas. The second way of talking about...
Sally, never mind. Okay, we stop here first. Okay. a class, have you ever curious? Are you curious before that why the Thai monk wearing is different with my attire? Have you ever curious about that? Kamling, you curious about that, right? Okay.
Yeah, curious because very different.
Very different.
Every country as well.
Do you used to label us as Mahayana and the Thailand style as Hinayana, something like that, Theravada? You don't know exactly about this, right? Yeah, you don't know how. Yes, maybe since the Mahayana and the Theravada appeared and Sravaka appeared, maybe have to let you know a little bit history, so that you can catch the point. So let's take a look. Okay, class, take a look. Okay, so after Buddha Parinibbana, is before the Christ. Okay, Buddhism split to Mahasamtika and Stavira. There's a two sect here. So in the Mahasamtika is closely related to the Mahayana. And this Stavira, let's take a look. It is quite closely related to the Theravada. Let me check for you the Theravada. Yeah, this is the Stavira. Is regards to the Theravada. So nowadays the Theravada, the way we see here, there are here the closest to the Theravada is about the Dharmakupta. So class, take a look. The closest to the Theravada we notice are the Dharmakupta. The closest here is the Dharmakupta. And we split before Christ about 500 years ago until now. Okay. And how does it happen? So class, take a look. It happened in this way. So this is the Indian, okay, So Buddhism were flourishing is along the Ganges River, Buddha is, Buddha always propagate the Dharma is about in this area, okay. So since after Buddha Parinibbana, so Buddhism start to spread, okay, from Mahayana and the Theravada, and then just after 200 years of the Buddha Parinibbana, there was totally 20 sects in total. Okay, so there's one sect they call as the Dharmakupta or maybe Tauya Timsa. They moved to Sri Lanka here. Okay, it's about maybe I think just about about the third council. Okay, about the third council. 100 years after Buddha Parinibbana, there's one group of people, a monk. They moved to Sri Lanka, and from Sri Lanka, they spread to the Thailand, Myanmar until now. Okay, so there's other group of the monk. They call themselves of Sarvastivada. So class, this is the name. Okay, Sarvastivada. Let's take a look. Sarvastivada. So this Sarvastivada, they all move to this area. They move to the Pakistan and Afghanistan. All right. And they start spreading the Dharma. About 1,000 years, Buddhism was flourishing. Is Afghanistan, Pakistan, Kashmir, and Xinjiang. And from here, this is the stop where the Buddhism spreading to the China until now. Okay, so class, this is the reason why you will see nowadays why the Theravada is so different from us. It's already the difference is begin from 2,000 years ago. It's already start already. Okay, so basically, okay, the perception about the Mahayana is more common in China, and and the Sravaka means Arahant. This type of perception is more common in the Theravada. Okay, the Theravada country nowadays. So the Tripurja, the definition from the Tripurja are different, you know. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, if let's say, okay, for the Mahayana, we talk about the Buddha, so we are mainly pinpoint fully enlightened Buddha. Okay, okay, but for Sravaka, they are mainly pinpoint is the they call it as the 5 Dharma body. Let me check first. You see, for the Sravaka, Buddha means what? 5 attributes five attributes of the Dharmakaya. 5 attributes of the Dharmakaya. But for us, it's the perfect enlightenment. Okay. So Dharma itself is the Nibbana. It's for the Stravaka and also for Mahayana, same. But if about the Sangha, for the Stravaka means the Theravada, they are mainly pinpoint for the 4 stages and 4 grades of the sainthood, which is we call it as Arahana. The Arahana. For Mahayana, it's more for the Bodhisattva. For Mahayana, mainly the pinpoint the Bodhisattva. This is the reason why, class, if you go to the Theravada country, okay, if you go to the Theravada, okay, and you go to see the Buddha altar, you will mainly see there's only one Buddha statue only in the altar, the Buddha statue in Theravada. And you just mainly see one statue only. But if you come to the Mahayana, okay, if you go to the shrine hall, yeah, basically you will see. There will be a little bit different. You will see basically there will be 3 Buddha. You will see the Manjushri Bodhisattva. Okay, you will see at the side of the Buddha statue, you will see there will be some Bodhisattva. You see the Buddha statue. You will see some people besides Buddha. Okay, so this is the Mahayana style, which is a little bit different from Theravada. Mr. Leong, where are you? You disappeared already. Basically, in Theravada, you just see one Buddha statue, that's all. You don't see much. You don't see Bodhisattva. Because, the perception is already different from 2,000 years ago. Original text is already different. So until now, there's still the different. And with some more integration with the culture, the gap is much more. The gap is much more than 1,000 years ago, with some more culture integration. Okay, then next, let's take a look. Okay, Yok Hua, can you please write it out? Okay, so this is the big paragraph. Yeah, okay. Can you please finish this, the second way?
The second way of talking about the real virtues of the 3 treasures drawn from the Mahayana teachings, according to which the Buddha treasure is the purest Dhamma Tattva, reveals ultimately, completely, and perfectly, embracing essence, form, action, and function. The Sangha treasure is the pure Dhamma Tattva that is partially revealed. The Dharma treasure is the universal Dhamma Tattva without increase or decrease, neither dualistic nor discriminating, and consciousness, reality, and so on. The other standard terms for the 3 treasures and 3 treasures in one essence, the 3 treasures in principle, and the abiding 3 treasures, all refer to the same 3 treasures discussed above, but they are explained in different ways. The real virtues of the 3 treasures, the virtues of the real 3 virtues is faultless. They do not respond to afflictions and defilements, nor do they arise because of them. Their nature is pure, although the conditioned faultless virtues are also called pure. The unconditional faultless virtues are pure by nature. They remain pure both when defilements are absent and when they are present. Pure by nature, the faultless 3 treasures are the real place of refuge.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, class. Now, once we talk about the second way, the real virtue of the Mahayana, I have difficulty to explain to you. The reason is because once they use the terminology, they use more about the Sanskrit. But in the simple way, it's about what? Nibbana. Dhamma Tatu mean the Nibbana. Dhamma Tatu mean the Buddha nature. So what is the Buddha nature? Okay, the most simple way, remember the Maldives? Okay, I prefer to use the Maldives. It's like a Buddha state, like a mental state of the Buddha. We are like the polluted river in Malaysia. Okay, so that is something I can tell you only. Because the words is very limited, okay, and it's a Sanskrit word. So you see, now according another second explanation, what is the Buddha? Buddha means the Dharma Dhatu. What is the Sangha? Sangha is a partial of the Dharma Dhatu. And what is the Dharma? Dharma is also the Dharma Dhatu. You see, meaning to say that what it tried to describe is the Buddha nature within the Buddha. So this I can explain already. Sorry about that. So meaning to say that even though this is the primary class, you have to go through to until the final chapter. Then you come back to the first chapter. Then you can really understand. So I think it is quite common. Sometimes the chapter 1 might be the most difficult one for the primary student. You have to finish the whole thing and go back to the primary. Then you will understand. So let's take a look. That is the Dharma, the meaning of the Dharma Dhatu. Okay. Okay. If let's say we try to look for the dictionary, see what will appear for you. Dharma Dhatu. Dharma Dhatu, God, it is available. Okay. Yeah. It's the dimension, realm of sphere. It's the meaning of the Dhatu, of the Dharma or absolute reality. So class, another word is absolute reality. So which is Nibbana. Okay, absolute reality means the Nibbana is a Dharma Dhatu, just with different words only. So in Mahayana, basically, they are using different words to describe the absolute truth. And the absolute truth always will be the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So since they are pure, so we aim for it. So this is, this is something we try to rely on it and take refuge on it. Okay, class, if you feel interested in this, so after the class, you can just roughly go through, this is here. Let's take a look. Chinese is the 法界. Chinese, if you understand Chinese, you can write down. There's some that translate realm of phenomena, realm of truth, or nomenon. I think you might be more confusing use of it. Then sometimes we call it as a tathagata, okay, or emptiness, eternal Buddha, or dependent co-arising. All is the same thing. They are analogous terms. Analogous terms. So that's the meaning here. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Yeah, okay, Mr. Leong, try to read it out, please, Mr. Leong. See, are you able to read it now? Oh, I think you disappeared already. Okay, yeah. Yishen, can you please read it out, Yishen,
in order to educate and transform the world for the benefit of all sentient beings by means of the Buddha Dhamma. However, we should pay homage not only to the virtues of the three treasures, but also to the worthy virtues of the abiding three treasures. We should do this because if we take worldly refuge only, our worship may become a mere formality. Whereas if we emphasize only the supreme meaning, reality, this will certainly be too profound for most people. People should therefore take refuge in the actual appearances of the abiding three treasures, the three treasures of the transforming appearances during the Buddha's time, and follow this to proceed toward the real three treasures. This is the reason why Buddhism emphasizes teaching with images. The abiding three treasures are the appearances through which the virtues of the real three treasures can be revealed. Only thus can one choose between the shallow and the profound without having any obstruction between phenomena and principles. Only thus can the Buddha Dharma exist forever for the deliverance of all sentient beings.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, class, maybe okay. If let's say a man and woman, they love each other, it is, what is the meaning? It is so necessary to have a formal procedure of a marriage. It is that necessary? SJ, what do you think?
No.
Not that necessary. Why you say not that necessary to have a ritual of a marriage?
How to say? It's just like
Other people. You do the ritual for other?
yeah, something like this.
Or something like this. Okay. So, Chad, what is the disadvantage by neglecting all this type of formality? You think what are the disadvantages?
People cannot touch you
How will I?
because you are declared as the husband and wife, so other people cannot touch you.
Once you declare, that's the advantage for the formality. Or you announce to the whole world that, okay, they are the married, so cannot, other people, they do have no more opportunity for other people lah, not to touch lah.
Market close.
Okay, all right, okay. So, okay, what is the necessary by having the, what is the necessary you think by having the procedure? How you think?
This is the way to tell others and also to inform this couple that you really appreciate on that. And then once you divorce, you won't dare to do so.
Okay. You mean there's an obligation?
Yeah, obligation, yes, obligations.
Yeah, obligation. Yeah, I know that. Okay, basically, sometimes people say that, okay, man and woman, they love each other. It seems that the love is more important than the formality. But just now, people you try to come up with a good idea that the formality is necessary. It seems that through the formality, okay, I think they will be more solitary for their love. Once they go through the formality, if the formality really take place properly, one thing you try to remind to the people that we have the obligation. So once you wish to divorce, you have to rethink, because you already announced to the whole world that you marry or no. So now you want to divorce, you have to think twice. You see, so that is what the formality can help you to make you try to, to think about the relationship again. Try to pay more effort to the relationship again. Okay. So meaning to say that from this instance, both it seems important. It applies to Buddhism also. If let's say, okay, okay, we just tell people that, oh, Triple Jam, we ignore all the formality. You don't see no more Buddha statue. Okay, no more Sangha, no more Dharma. We just talk about the absolute reality only. So how can I reach? How can how can I let people know the absolute reality, right? Or not? Oh, because basically most of the people, they don't begin with the absolute reality. They begin with their own problem, and they come to the temple, so they see the statue, then talk to the monk. This is how they become. So we need to say that absolute reality can only reach to the people through all the formality. So we need both. But if we overemphasize the formality only without any absolute truth, we need to say that everything just becomes superficial only lah. Right? Not you come to the temple, you pray to the statue, and then you say, okay, I wish I get a better job. So you make the offering. So we are monk, we come here, say, hey, hello, okay, hello, that's all. And then you go back. So you see, this is the, there's no more condensed, no more essence within the Buddhism already. If we just do things like that, you see or not? So basically, the formality is necessary, and our education is important so that we can just give you the education and guide you for the meditation. That is the thing. So both is necessary. Okay, so that is what this paragraph tells you all. You see, so the abiding treasure and appearance, which the virtue of the real treasure can be revealed. It had to be revealed through us. Then the Dharma will be forever. So that is the meaning here. All right, let's see. So about the formality and the reality. Okay, now we go to the taking refuge. We go to the procedure already. Okay. Yes, let's see. Yongxin, your turn to read. Yongxin, all my life.
All my life I vow to take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, with utmost sincerity to make offerings and to be mindful of all the extraordinary benefits. The three treasures of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha are without defilements and are perfectly virtuous. They are the real place of refuge. To take refuge, one should first repent sincerely with a respectful and pure mind. Then one should kneel upright in front of the refuge master, put one's palms together, follow the master teaching, and take the vows by saying 3 times, I, devotee, so and so, for all my life, take refuge in the Buddha, the honored one of 2 perfections. For all my life, I take refuge in the Dharma, the most honored teaching, which helps us to break free from desire. For all my life, I take refuge in the Sangha, the most honored among assemblies. After taking these vows, the devotee should say 3 times, I, being an Upasaka, I wish that the master will keep me in mind and protect me with compassion. From now to the end of my life, I'll protect sentient beings. I have completely taken refuge in the Buddha. I have completely taken refuge in the Dharma. I have completely taken refuge in the Sangha. This recitation is taken from the Daming Jing Great Name Sutra and the Vinaya text. After one has vowed and taken refuge, one must not deny or regret doing so. Even in a life or death crisis, one cannot say, even in jest, I do not have faith in the 3 treasures, or I am not a devotee of the 3 treasures. If one takes refuge and later gives it up, one will suffer endlessly for many lives to come. Therefore, to be sure to remember the vow, for all my life I take refuge.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, class, basically now we go to the procedure. Okay, class, if you want to take refuge, the procedure are, so first of all, okay, you have to look for a master. Okay, we will become the witness for you. Okay, so you have to kneel down and palms together, and then you will say, my name so and so. Okay, for a whole life, I will take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Basically, we call Buddha as the most honored with the 2 foot of, because amongst all the animals, okay, Buddha, I mean, with the 2-foot animals, Buddha is the best, okay, most knowledgeable and with the wisdom, all right. And the Dharma is the most supreme, okay, if you compare with other schools, other religions. And the Sangha also is the best among all the assembly. So you will say that I will take refuge to them for a whole life. Yes, basically taking refuge, I mean, the duration is for the whole life of it. As long as you never give up, okay, your your status as the Buddhist, as Upasaka, you will be whole life as a Buddhist. Okay, of course, if you regret, you want to, you want to cease, you wish to cease to become Buddhist. Yes, there is a way for you, but I won't tell you until you really don't want to become Buddhism anymore. You don't want to become Buddhist anymore, I will tell you. Actually, the sentence is repeated. I mean, in the last paragraph, it mentioned that if you start to claim that you don't have any confidence or faith in Triple Gem, you are considered withdraw yourself from the Buddhism already. That is the way, okay. But if you do withdraw, okay, once you do the, make a vow for being an upasaka, you should keep your promise, okay. But anyway, the way I see, just like people just firstly marry, I don't think they will understand. I think they will understand the meaning of the marriage, maybe after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, because it takes time for you to really apprehend the significance behind the marriage. It's the same only. For Buddhists, in order to understand it profoundly, it takes time for you. Basically, people begin with taking refuge. But after taking refuge, you keep on studying the Buddhism, and then in your daily life, you try to apply, you try to do the Sila Samadhi Prajna, okay, you try to deal with earth and many things. It takes time for you really decided that, yes, okay, I'm the real Buddhist. Then once, no people can force you to become how real you are, become a Buddhist. Just the times and the challenges to tell you. Okay, just like we are Malaysia, but how did we love our Malaysia? Okay, so one test we know. If there is a competition of badminton between Malaysia and China, which one you favor to, Malaysia or China? If there's a competition. Okay, good. Yes, you love Malaysia very much. There must be the competition to prove your sincerity. Same in Buddhism. Once the people challenge your religions, you will defend for it. So meaning to say, your heart is already in the religions. But it really takes time. It could be, it cannot be fostered. Okay, so class, get it? So so let me check, see, do I miss any point or not? So basically in this paragraph, is about all this, the procedure. Then it said, I've completely taken refuge to show your sincerity. And then you see, if in front of Buddha, you admit that you regret for this, and you claim no thing, then you withdraw already. Okay, class, that is for today.